President Bola Ahmed Tinubu departs for Paris, France on a short walking visit. '25 World Autism Day. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu urges Nigerians to embrace neurodiversity. Nigerian Police Force set to host inaugural National Police Day with series of activities. Hello and thank you for joining us on the late evening news on NTA News 24. I am Vivian Ezadifi. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called on all Nigerians to embrace neurodiversity, advocate for inclusion, and work together to create a society where every individual has the opportunity to excel. This is in her message marking this year's World Autism Awareness Day, joining millions around the world in recognizing and celebrating the incredible potential of individuals living with the autism spectrum disease, ASD. The First Lady notes that the theme of the day, advancing neurodiversity and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, is a reminder that being considerate of people living with autism is not just a moral responsibility, but a vital pillar of sustainable development. She describes neurodiversity as a beautiful testament to human uniqueness, noting, however, that many individuals with autism continue to face discrimination in accessing quality education, healthcare, employment, and social acceptance, despite efforts to achieve the SDGs, especially SDG 4 and 8, that covers access to quality education and economic opportunity for all. As awareness on care for persons living with autism grows in Nigeria, advocates are calling for genuine understanding on the plight of children with special needs and their caregivers, as meaningful support is still lacking across the country. The statement was made at a walk in Abuja, an initiative of Candlelight Foundation for Children with Special Needs and for a primary course on autism inclusion. The activities featured distribution of awareness materials as Lucy Bello, a mother of an autistic child, joins the group, who are families, educators, and caregivers, to engage the public on enlightenment and advocacy for practical support.
On the autism spectrum is actually demoralizing. But when you live in denial, that is one of the first challenges you go. You feel as if the world has crumbled on you. You know that the world is actually challenging on a normal, neurotypical children. How about your own? But by the time you accept it, you find out that they are the most loving children, they are the most gifted children, they are unique and they are amazing.
We've had a very beautiful work. Our target audience are parents, caregiver, and indeed the general society. We've shared out leaflets. These leaflets are in English, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. I want to believe that this is our own little bit in seeing that we advance the cause for children with special needs. All things being equal, we are drafting we are having a blueprint that should speak to these issues. In a couple of days, we hope to seek an audience with the speaker and the senators to see how we can drive a policy of inclusion.
2nd of April every year is dedicated globally to celebrate World Autism Awareness Day. The 2025 edition focuses on calling for organizations and governments to go beyond awareness creation to driving acceptance. Medical experts say advancing autism support requires a multifaceted approach to drive functionality and independence of persons with autistic spectrum disorder. Elizabeth Omori reports on a forum to commemorate the 2025 World Autism Day with focus on early diagnosis and intervention.
A child is a gift, but for some parents, this gift comes with immeasurable challenges. In some parts of Africa, some conditions might be attributed to supernatural influence. However, it's just a medical condition. Autism, a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by repetitive and inflexible patterns of behavior with difficulties in social interaction and communication. Recognizing the severity of this medical condition and its burden on society, April 2nd is primarily to create awareness in addressing autism. Folake Bahi is a mother of a 10-year-old autistic girl. For her, accepting the condition aids management.
Mine did not come with autism in the first place. It was later they had an issue. Then later I just discovered that she started exhibiting some character of autism. But now I must tell you, she's getting better daily. I had to leave my job, leave everything behind, so I could take care of her. So the burden was mainly on the dad.
Advancing autism support is the reason they are guarded to explore ways to build inclusive health and education systems, as well as partnerships to drive transformative changes.
Empower individuals with autism to advocate for their rights and participate fully in the society, and for civil society to advocate for more financial fundings for children with special needs.
We have established an early intervention center where parents can come to and then engage those children with a therapist who take them through the early intervention plan, and eventually they receive all the therapeutic services they need.
They recommend an effective support system to help families navigate the path, inclusive education, promotion of psychosocial interventions, and understanding the disorder to eliminate stigmatization. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Still on health matters, cancer survivors are seeking increased awareness on colorectal cancer, the third most common cancer globally and responsible for over 600,000 deaths annually. In a quest to reduce the morbidity and mortality rates, Nest of Hope Community has taken a screening and awareness program to Jukwe, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory. Oluseyi Adiabo reports.
Colorectal cancer, CRC, including colon and rectal cancer, is a growing public health concern in Nigeria, with an estimated 3.4 cases per 100,000 population. The Nigerian National Cancer Strategy identifies CRC screening as a priority.
People of Jukwe community, we want to educate you on how to prevent colorectal cancer.
Nest of Hope Advocacy and Support Community, alongside partners in the cancer space, are using this awareness creation to amplify prevention. For these cancer survivors, Dozie Akwarando, their engagements targeting people at the grassroots is to help change mindsets on colorectal cancer and build support systems.
Colorectal cancer is one of the most common diagnosed cancers in Nigeria. In fact, the first three commonly diagnosed cancers and the second leading cause of cancer deaths in Nigeria as we speak and globally. But the knowledge about the colorectal cancer is very low, very abysmal, that you can imagine that up to 98% doesn't know what colon cancer is. So you see that there is need for this awareness.
And definitely health consciousness is paramount for every community. Prior to this, I believe the community must have had a lot of other medical health outreach, but we specifically brought cancer awareness to this community. The truth is that early prevention, is the #1 thing when it comes to cancer.
The activities featured free medical tests and other services, discussions on health and lifestyle to highlight early warning signs and symptoms of cancer, as well as immunization of HPV vaccine for girls in the area.
Some people, before they will know what is happening to them, they will be about dying. And it's not good in this our generation. Thank God for the willingness of the organization as a sacrifice to serve our community.
The organizers also unequivocally called for unrelenting advocacy in fighting the disease. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
The Nigerian Police Force is set to host the inaugural National Police Day on April 7, 2025 at Eagle Square, Abuja. The event will feature a series of humanitarian and community-focused activities, including medical outreach, community engagement, and exhibitions by security agencies and partner organizations. Francis Form reports that the initiative aims to strengthen police-community relations and enhance public trust in law enforcement.
For the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, on the 19th April 2024, during the Nigeria Police Award and Commendation Ceremony in Abuja. It will provide a platform to recognize the force's pivotal role in safeguarding lives and property while reinforcing public trust and collaboration in maintaining law and order.
The event will also honor fallen officers who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Inspector General of Police Kayode Bitoku has reaffirmed the force's commitment to professional excellence to public service as preparations intensify. The IGP urges Nigerians to join in celebrating the gallant officers of the Nigerian Police Force and their invaluable contributions to national security. National Police Day stands as a testament to the resilience, dedication, and courage of police personnel, inspiring future generations to uphold the highest ideals of service and integrity. Wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima, has appealed to Nigerians to support President Tinubu's gender-friendly policies for the overall development of the country. She made the call in Maiduguri, Borno State, when she hosted women, youth groups, and other stakeholders to celebrate this year's Eid al-Fitr. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Groups of women and youth cutting across all sectors here to celebrate with the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shettima.
It's a privilege for us, and we really appreciate you.
The Vice President was at the State House where he launched the Nigerian Youth Academy.
We, the people of Borno State, are solely 100% behind Your Excellency.
It is not a political, you can see here that it's not only a political gathering. It's people from all aspects of life.
Words of appreciation from representatives of groups pledging their support to the renewed hope agenda for a greater Nigeria.
We are so proud of her. Look at what she's doing now. With this one, her tight schedule, she's squeezed time to come and wine and dine with us. What else do we expect from a mother? Yet, she remembers that her supporters are here. She's not only sending you a message, but she's coming here. Her being present here speaks volumes. That means a lot to all of us here.
Nana Shettima urged the stakeholders to support the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu government, which has created several platforms to address the diverse challenges and opportunities confronting young Nigerians, part of which focuses on empowering women to start and grow their businesses and access financial services.
Whatever it is, our aim is just to leave a good legacy, to be honest. Ours is just to build the future for the yet unborn generations. And these are the main cardinal agenda of the current President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The national cake that people are saying, that cake is already finished. So, and he's the only one that is trying to bake that cake for us that are alive here, and for our great-grandchildren that are yet to come to start eating that cake. But I can tell you that, to be honest, we all mean well, not only to Borno people, but to the entire nation.
Other stakeholders at the event commended the wife of the Vice President for always coming to the aid of the needy. From Maiduguri, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
This is the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. More reports shortly.
major currency unit is the naira, while the minor unit is the kobo. They are both in notes and coins. The naira is more than just a medium of exchange. It bears the images of our heroes. So, stop abusing the naira. It is a criminal offense to spray the naira at events. Stop stepping on the naira. It's not your enemy. Do not squeeze, ruffle, or write on the naira. Handling the naira with dirty or oily hands can deface the naira. Love the naira as you love yourself. Be a real Nigerian.
This message was brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Welcome back. The All Progressives Congress has criticized Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State and Labour Party presidential candidate, for his recent comment on Arise TV News, labeling Peter Obi as unpatriotic and overreached by the opposition. In a statement, National Publicity Secretary Felix Morka stated that Obi's claims of "if I were the president, I would have done better" are misleading, especially given his poor record in Anambra for 8 years. The statement also noted that President Tinubu is addressing a significant economic crisis with effective measures, including clearing debts, increasing oil production, reactivating refineries with private sector involvement, stabilizing forex, and reducing food prices. It urged the opposition to critique with a spirit of nationalism. The Muslim Media Watch Group of Nigeria has praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for introducing new leadership at the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. In a statement, the group described Engineer Bashir Bayo Ojulari's appointment as Managing Director and CEO as well-deserved. The media group urged the new leadership to quickly implement strategies that will enable Nigerian citizens to benefit more from the country's oil production. Specifically, they called for the refurbishment of non-functioning NNPCL refineries to lower oil prices and alleviate economic hardships for the public. The group also emphasized the need to dismantle corrupt cartels that hinder the oil sector, highlighting that 80% of Nigeria's economy relies on oil, and corruption exacerbates struggles for the poor. Furthermore, they called on state governments to ensure that vigilante groups in their areas maintain discipline and avoid behaviors such as drunkenness and drug abuse during their operations. In response to a recent brutal killing in Uromi, Edo State, the group condemned the violence, attributing it to drug and alcohol influence. They demanded a swift prosecution of those responsible to prevent any perceptions of a cover-up. Additionally, they commended Governor Monday Ogboholu of Edo State for his responsible handling of the situation and encouraged residents to recognize his achievements since taking office. In line with industry practice, Nigeria's National Petroleum Company, the NNPCL, has undergone its first major turnaround maintenance, repositioning it for the challenges ahead. The restreaming is to be driven by a new management on board, headed by Bashir Bayo Ojulari as GCEO and Amadou Musa Kida as chairman, just as Mele Kolo Kyari and his entire team take a bow and step aside. Lydia Sampson on standby takes us through this new process.
Before the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation operated as a state-owned entity established in 1977. It managed oil exploration, production, and partnerships with foreign firms. Despite its dominance, inefficiency and opacity plagued its operations, prompting reforms to transform it into NNPC Limited. Mele Kyari was appointed in July 2019 by President Muhammadu Buhari as Group Managing Director of the then Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Kyari's tenure was marked by significant reforms, including the restructuring of NNPC into a limited liability company under the Petroleum Industry Act. November 27, 2023, in a surprise move, President Tinubu also reappointed Mele Kyari as NNPC Limited Group Chief Executive Officer. Under his tenure, NNPC has attempted significant improvements. During his leadership, Mele Kyari, in line with the federal government aspiration, oversaw major projects and initiatives aimed at transforming Nigeria into a gas-powered nation. Despite debates over his tenure's legality due to age and public service rules, Kyari remained at the helm until the 1st of April 2025. As Mele Kyari prepares to leave office, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited successfully restarted the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries, which had been dormant for decades. The Port Harcourt refinery resumed operations after 30 years, while Warri is now running at 60% capacity. These achievements have bolstered Nigeria's energy security and positioned the country as a formidable hub in Africa, earning Mele Kyari widespread recognition and praise from President Bola Tinubu. Despite these achievements, Kyari's tenure has not perfectly translated to overall success in navigating challenges or escaped scrutiny or criticism in recent months. As Kyari steps down, expectations are high for the new leadership to surpass his legacy by addressing ongoing challenges such as transparency and accountability within the organization and industry. His successors, the newly appointed Group Chief Executive Officer Bayo Ojulari and Board Chairman Amadou Musa Kida, are each bringing unique strengths to their role. The new board will face the task of navigating challenges while maintaining NNPC's growth trajectory. Since 2023, the Tinubu administration has implemented oil sector reforms to attract investment. Last year, NNPC reported $17 billion in new investment within the sector. The federal government now envisages increasing the investment to $30 billion by 2027 and $60 billion by 2030. President Tinubu's administration also targets raising oil production to 2 million barrels per day by 2027 and 3 million barrels per day by 2030. Concurrently, government wants gas production jacked up to 8 billion standard cubic feet per day by 2027 and 10 billion cubic feet by 2030. To this effect, President Bola Tinubu expects the new board to elevate NNPC's share of crude oil refining output to 200,000 barrels by 2027 and 500,000 barrels by 2030. With their track records, optimism is high that the NNPC Limited is going forward with restoration of refineries to optimum production capacity, as well as improving crude oil production capacity, amongst many others, in positioning NNPC Limited for sustainable growth and global competitiveness. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with Kano State government, members of the Emirate Council and the entire people of Kano State over the passing of Alhaji Abbas Sunusi Galadima Kano. A statement by his media aide Garba Shehu says the former president said Kano, and indeed the nation, has lost a stabilizer and a moderating voice in the rapidly transforming society that Kano is. Buhari said the Galadima was the effective link between the past and the present, an embodiment of institutional memory and traditions, who was key to the governance and the administration of the royal palace. Abbas Sunusi is irreplaceable. May his soul rest in peace. And that concludes the late night news at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Vivian Izadivi.